Hello, everybody. I am back with part 3 on the life-changing magic of not giving an F asterisk CK. Um, just a little refresher. I'm actually doing this because for me, I am going on a little, like a personal journey of discovery, self-love, learning my voice, learning how to share it. Um, yeah, so and I had decided, maybe one of the first things I should do is on this, metaphorical journey, maybe I should try to figure out what I should not be bringing with me. And that is things that I should not give a hoot about. And hoot is the code word that we've been using. It's not really a code word, but hoot is our word to replace the F asterisk CK. I am not against swearing. It's just there is a plethora of swearing in this book. So in order to just minimize it, saying hoot instead. Ah, lost my ear thing. Okay. Do I give a hoot? No. All right. So I've been actually working with this. I finished this section probably a month ago, and I've just on my own just been kind of thinking about it and going through things on it. And I have figured out actually quite a few things about myself, and I haven't even quite done everything I should have done in this chapter, but I think I'm there. I'm pretty close. So let's just go off, starting off in part 3. Like, we're almost 2 minutes in already. Okay, so at the beginning, what she's talking about here, it's time, energy, and money. These are the things that you can gain by ceasing to give a hoot about a whole bunch of things that you actually really don't need or want to. So, one of the things she's saying, you can get back a free hour. You can spend your energy the way you want to, like for your own health. The money allocated for what you want and not an unimportant vanity project or celebration of someone else. So she asks you to go through, and to all the things, all the hoots and everything. So I went back through all my hoots, and she said to plug them into this like Venn diagram of time, energy, and money. I'm going to show my little drawing of it. So a little Venn diagram of time, energy, and money. And like going back through all the hoots, and I wrote down, like a little T or E or M. I wrote down all 3 if that's what it was. I wrote down, if it was just energy, just energy. If it was time and energy, I wrote a T and an E. So I went through everything, and I determined for myself that, look at my tallies. Like energy is the most important thing for me. So this is a way for you to basically determine what is your number one most important thing out of time, energy, and money. For me, it was energy. Yeah, I had 129 items in all of my hoots and everything lists from part 2, and 129 of them I listed as it was taking up my energy, or it's energy I don't want to spend. It's something that I don't want to do that. By like a lot. So that was pretty eye-opening, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that was really interesting. So as I plot forward my hoot budgets and what I'm actually giving a hoot about, I can give a hoot about things, like I can know that if it's going to take too much of my energy and it is not serving me, and there's really no good purpose for me to be giving any kind of hoots about this, I can eliminate that from my budget and save that energy. Because, you know, it's important. She's got these like hoot level, like a yellow hoot level, orange hoot level, or threat level. That's what it is. Not hoot level. I kept calling them hoot level for like the last month. Threat level yellow, threat level orange, and threat level red. So this is how she has it. So for the threat level yellow, these are hoots that are easy to give up or have an easy solution of what to stop doing or start. So an example would be unfollowing an acquaintance on Facebook. These do not directly affect anyone else, only have to be honest with yourself. So the threat level yellow hoots are ones that don't really affect other people. It's only you. Continue on. Threat level orange is medium tough hoots. These are the hoots to stop giving other people, to stop giving when other people may be involved. However, it is still objectively not my problem. These are reasonable drains on the budget. Like, you can listen and be all like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened, but it's not your fucking problem. Oh, this thing is driving me crazy. Okay. And then threat level red. These are the hardest ones to stop giving. All our tools are needed. Self-possession and maybe a personal policy or two. These involve other people, have a high potential for hurt feelings, or even being an asshole, or being socially unacceptable. But this is why the not sorry method was created. The red level hoots was like the hardest one for me to figure out, but after I wrote the other ones through, I was able to pick out, oh, these ones here are my red level ones. So I haven't made a red level cheat sheet yet, but I have made cheat sheets for the yellow and the orange, and I'm pretty excited about those. So I'm going to bring those out. A hoot budget. Here are my hoots. And I have written up myself little cheat sheets for my yellow level hoots and orange. And this is actually what helped me to understand that my other sheets, my depression one is okay. The one thing that is helping me to know things I do give hoots about, this one was pretty good. But my anxiety one of these are things that I don't give a hoot about, I need to work on this. I need to rewrite this one because it's not good. But doing the hoot levels helped me to understand what it is I need to do to make that one better. So how I did this is I went through and I took my yellow threat level hoots, and then I kind of wrote up a little bit of a thing to like help me through it. Like a cheat sheet, it sounds like a really good idea to say what it is, but it's like instructions or for myself to help me. And okay, so I have a couple of favorite ones from this one that in my yellow level, because remember, these really only affect you. And so for me, I mean, one of them, it's easy for me to do, but like, I do not give a hoot about decluttering. Like, I don't give a hoot about releasing items that I don't need anymore. Like, I'm good at it. I like doing it. I actually enjoy doing it, and it was just an easy hoot to start with, so I put release the clutter with no fucks and breathe. And so, just to kind of start this off. But it's another one is other people are just going to think what they think. No need to give a hoot. I'll just be me. Okay. So how I have it is like, this is my hoot budget, right? So it's kind of like a little purse. And so I have anxiety is real, but it can be short-lived. We've got to let it play through. And that's the thing for me. I think about it. I could just let them play through like in a golf match. Okay, anxieties come through. They're asking to play this whole through. Okay, play through, to try to let it kind of flow through my body and get out, because anxiety really does actually have physiological things that are happening, and you just kind of have to let them play through. And for me, once I identify it's anxiety I'm going through, it's easier for me, and I can just let it play through, and slowly my body gets back to me, and I have a lot, and so anyway, so anxiety is real, but it can be short-lived. Let it play through, then zip up that hoot budget, take a breath, and continue your day. My next one on depression was, depression is draining, but we can slow the drain on our hoot budget by doing some simple tasks at the top of the hour. I got that from Diane in Denmark. Okay, so you try at the top of the hour, you try to do a task, and I'm said to try to do it 3 times. So for 3 hours, like at the top of the hour, 3 times in a row, to get a simple task done, and to do this to just try to help to slow the drain on the budget. It's not necessarily going to make it perfect, but to try to help slow that drain. And then my favorite yellow hoot, actually, self-pity lets fucks slip out the hole from the bottom of the purse, while paying fucks out the top of the purse. Feel it? Sure. Breathe. And then do 10 gratitudes to help you to sew up that hole and close up that purse. That one actually helped me at one point. Ooh. When thoughts or feelings come up about being inadequate or unworthy, just remember, there are no adequate fucks worthy to be spent on this. It's a scam. That was my favorite one of my yellow hoots. This is information to help me. Let me try to straighten out. Everything is precarious. Then I had my orange hoots. Ooh. Trying to figure out if there's anything. Oh, this one, like when there's like a pop-up stranger. So this is dealing with someone else. Like someone else may be involved. But this is not my problem. This is not my situation. It's not my circus, right? But like a pop-up stranger comes up and they want money or anything. I needed a lot of help on this one. And I have a quote for myself now. When a pop-up stranger comes up out of the blue, this happens to me in parking lots. People will pop out around the side of my car and stuff at me, like coming at me to ask me for something. And it doesn't even matter what you're gonna ask me. I don't care. You just fucking popped up around the side of my fucking car. You're stranger danger, like you might not be from the fucking 80s, but I am. That's stranger danger. Get the, oh my God, like, no. So I've come up with a line. I think I've said it once, but okay. No, but you take care. No, but you take care. I practice this like 3 times in the morning. No, but you take care. No, but you take care. No, but you take care. So I'm just trying to like program it in, so if this happens, I can have it. I can have the response and not go, no, I'm so sorry. No, and yeah. So no, but you take care. Just easy peasy, easy peasy. so doing these, that helped me to understand how I need to change my anxiety. I need to give myself, for the anxiety one, I need to have like things that might trigger my anxiety, but something to do to cope with that. So that is something I want to do with that. And I do not have any red level hoots written up, but I figured out that I just haven't done it yet. I only have 2, and they're very hard to deal with, and I'm not really sure how to deal with them yet. I guess one I feel comfortable talking about is holding my tongue when I am involved or affected. I have been doing that probably my whole life. So, and I mean, sometimes I don't hold my tongue. I mean, sometimes I can be quite vocal and quite opinionated, but I need to really make sure that I work on that a lot. And yeah, and I don't know what clue to give myself on that yet. I'm still working on that one. So we are going to then move on from this little section of it. Then, I don't know if she talked about it or not, but then I have an entire page of personal policies that I wrote down. I have like 5 different ones, you know, ranging from something that's like places that I do not want to go unless it is 100% vital to go, to like, I really don't, you know, about a policy. Actually, it's been a policy all my life. A policy about I don't really care about who you love, what car you have, your house, your job, you know, who you vote for, anything like that. I really don't care. You know, it's your character that actually matters. And that's been a thing like my whole life. But I wrote it down, you know, so I wrote down these things. So I apparently have 5 policies. Haven't stuck totally to them my whole life, but some of them have been with me my whole life. And it's kind of cool. Some of them are I just need to work on. Some of them have been created since I have been alive. Or since I've been alive. Of course they have. Since I've been living my life. So, I do not know if she went into personal policies again or not at that time. But I apparently needed to write it down. Okay. I feel like I'm getting smoother and smoother and smoother. Okay. And she talks about how, you know what, you might backslide. It's okay. That it is common. Do not worry about it. That this is not 100% foolproof kind of a system here. That we are all human and we all have these things happen to us. You take a little bit of a break, and then I'm going to come back, and I have some stories about the first like week after reading this section. Okay, my kitty needed out. I closed the door, and my kitty was all like digging at the door, and also my foot was asleep. So I got my foot in a different position, wiggle, wiggle. You're in a different position. I got a drink. All right. Okay. So, yeah, I have it on 3 different post notes. So I'm going to just read it. So it was the morning of day like 2 or 3. I read my yellow hoots. And then 1 hour later, self-pity. But bing! Had the cheat sheet, and I had remembered I had the cheat sheet. That is so crazy that I remembered it, right? It says 10 gratitudes. Okay, boom. I'm trying to come up with my gratitude. So what I mean by that is like saying things that I'm grateful for. Like for me, soft, you know, fluffy, warm things is usually one of them. You know, kitty cats, you know, kind of stuff. So by 5, I blew my nose and I started to forget that I was doing my gratitudes. Like, I guess blowing my nose made me forget. because I had been crying. I was self-pity, crying. Oh, I have my gratitude. You know, I got 5 gratitudes done, blew my nose, I almost forgot, but then I'm like, wait a minute, no. And then I finished my last 5, and then by the time I was done, when I was getting up to like 9 and 10, I was standing up. And I even had a slight chuckle happen by my 10th gratitude. This is coming my first gratitude. I was in full self-pity, and I mean, red puffy face, tears, 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 you know, poor me, poor me, poor me. Aww. And so this got me through to a chuckle at the very end. My last one made me chuckle. It was squirrels. I was grateful for squirrels, and that made me chuckle. And I even wrote on the back, I'm like, Sarah Knight's book plus me and my magical practical cheat sheet come together, activate not giving a fuck. I am so weird. That's what I wrote down. Okay. Better put this somewhere else. Okay. Next one. So the very next day, so like day 4, so that was 2 or 3. So either the next day or so. So I'm saying and reading my threat level yellow hoots every morning. And then about an hour later, it occurred to me that I am in a depression, which I knew, but I had a task in my hoots to help me with this. Top of the hour, man. So, I mean, it took me until day 4. I knew from day minus 1,000, right, that I was in a depression. But no, I'm reading my hoots every day. I'm like, oh, you know, if you're depressed, you know, whatever. I was taking it when I was reading it is that in the moment, acute depression. But that's not exactly how depression exactly works. I mean, depression kind of pulls you through. I mean, that's kind of long haul kind of bullshit. And it fools you and it tricks you into thinking that you're okay. No. I'm in a depression, and so I need to make sure I do this. So I'm not good at sticking up with it, keeping up with it, but it's like those first 3 hours I'm awake. I guess other people might have other things that they can do. I actually have available to me those first 3 hours when I get up. So I can, you know, I try to now do that where I'm like at the top of the hour and I'm not doing a great job of it. It's not consistent. I'm trying to get there where I do at least some kind of a task, whether it's for the house, whether it's for, you know, my online businesses, whether it's for whatever it is. It's good if it's for me, if it's some kind of self-care for me. That's like, you know, overachiever kind of status, and I like that. So I need to, and just reading this now, it's also reminding me I need to keep up on this. I'm not as consistent as I want to be. I want to make sure that I am doing that. Okay. And by that, I mean the top of the hour trick. We're trying, you know, a couple hours in a row of, you know, of being down and everything, just at the top of the hour doing something. Maybe because we have to like hand wash our dishes, so it might be like wash some dishes. It might be, you know, pick up something. I don't know. I'm not coming up with any great examples right now. Okay. Oh, and so that was on day 4 that I realized that. Later on day 4, I kind of pre-read this one a little bit earlier when I was looking at this sheet, and I'm like, oh, I remember that. Okay. Because remember that it's been about a month. So this is day 4. So later on, at day 4, there was a stranger that approached me at Walmart. So this was weird. I was inside the store. I was like in the meat section. But the problem was on day 4, that this was an orange level threat, and I hadn't gotten to orange level threats. I'd only written out yellow level threats, and I was only working on yellow at that point in time. You know, like the top of the hour, that's yellow. You know, these are yellow things, and that's all I was working on. I'm like, oh my god, this was orange level. I knew it was orange because I had already decided that, but I'm like, this is orange level. I am not prepared. I am not prepared. Okay, so this person, it was a guy, and he was wearing black from here because he had a black mask, but from here all the way down to his feet, he was in complete black. He was like a foot taller than me. It was almost like the Grim fucking Reaper, you know, coming at me. And I hear him start to say, as I'm pushing my car, I hear him start to say, hey ma'am, can I ask you something? As he's like coming up towards me. And I was just going, and as he's coming up, I swivel my eyes. I don't know if I could do it right now. I'd be like, yeah, I'm all do. I don't know if I did it. But I swivel my eyes, and I guess my face a little bit, in his direction. And before I even had my first word leave my mouth, he hightailed it so fucking fast away from me. Like, I think I scared him. Like, what the fuck did my look say? What the hell? What did my eyes and what did my face say when I looked at him? Because he took one glance. I mean, he was gone so fast. And I'm like, can I bottle that? What the hell was that? I don't know. But that was really fucking cool. Like, he was gone. And the thing is, I hadn't done my orange level threats yet, so I didn't know I was supposed to go, no, but you take care. So I was, orange level, eyes, so I don't know, but that's kind of funny. Like, I totally just, I scared like the Grim Reaper. Yay. See, check me out. That's how fucking awesome I am. I can scare threats of the Grim Reaper coming at you at meat sections in a Walmart. Dude, that's fucking scary. So, you know what? I'm right there. You know what? I'm amazed and happy and proud that I have that power. Okay, so honesty is usually the best policy when not giving a hoot. However, there may be certain times where fudging the truth a bit might be a better policy. This is when you have a hunch that full-blown honesty might not be the best path. Such as dealing with a pregnant woman or Santa when small kids are involved, or when dealing with your mother-in-law. So maybe you don't want to give the most full-blown honesty when you're dealing with a pregnant woman. I'm just going to say I was a pregnant woman once. That was a long-ass time ago, but I do think that that's probably a very good idea. When you're dealing with Santa and small children are involved, full-blown honesty. You know, it took me a long time, but see, I actually do believe in Santa, but it's more of an energy. You know, I believe in like the energy of Santa, the energy of Christmas, or the energy of Yule, the energy of the holiday. There's a certain energy that can come through, and there are certain things that happen, and that's how I kind of see it. So I can make it so that Santa is still real in my mind. Or when you're dealing with your mother-in-law, maybe full-blown honesty. See, I just did avoidance. I didn't do full-blown honesty because I'm one of those people that tend to do full-blown honesty, or I just am like, yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, everything's cool. Yeah. That whole keeping my voice to myself when I'm not liking. But otherwise, I'm usually pretty honest. So yeah, but with my mother-in-law, I used avoidance. Yeah, to keep everything probably not cool. I mean, she has passed now. I mean, you know, Like both of my parents-in-law have passed, dearly departed, and yeah. So now it's real avoidance, I guess. There's really not here. Okay, that was kind of down. Let's go on. Sarah Knight wrote up some examples. Let's move forward of ways to handle things you don't give a hoot about. She has things in like beginner, intermediate, or expert levels of way to handle situations. And so for the things category, if you remember back to section 2, in our mental warehouse, so for the things category, I have an example of like a Shakespeare thing. So who really wrote Shakespeare's plays? If you're a Shakespeare scholar, you have to give a hoot about this, or at least pretend to. Everyone else, no, not so much. The beginner level would go, when someone at a cocktail party presses the Christopher Marlowe argument, mutter, a Marvolian, eh? And then spit on the ground. He'll get the message. Intermediate level. If you get cornered, make like Hotspur in Henry IV, Part 1. Say, "Oh, gentlemen, the time of life is short." Then swoop off into the next room and quickly pull an Irish goodbye. Excellent, excellent strategy for not giving a hoot under innumerable circumstances, by the way. I want to learn this one. "Oh, gentlemen, the time of life is short." I want to do that so bad. Okay, I need to write this down. Memorize. Okay. An expert is don't go to these parties in the first place. You know what? I'm actually an expert at this because I don't really go to parties. Oh, there's a little thing. An Irish goodbye is when you leave a party or gathering without telling anyone. Highly recommend. Okay, I've done Irish goodbyes. I try not to, but I think that's probably the best way. I'm going to put something here because I need to remember that line. So I'm putting all these post-its here. Okay. She says that she stays with the same example method for like all the categories. So in the work category, I'm doing this example of, this is co-workers' kids. When Paul from accounting starts yapping away about his daughter's 5th runner-up finish in the local spelling bee, you may think to have no recourse, but you may think you have no recourse, but you would be wrong. The beginner. Clutch your stomach and say, "Hey, that's great, but I've got to run." Honest and polite, and for all Paul knows, you're suffering from crippling diarrhea. An excellent spelling bee word, by the way. Intermediate. Huh? Weird. I wonder where she got that from. Honest, borderline polite. This is what we in the business call a mic drop. An expert. Oh, that's nice. My daughter is illiterate. Paul will never speak to you again about anything. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm cracking myself up on all of this. For the friends, acquaintances, and strangers category, it's complex and variable. So she uses a case study. She uses a case study of wedding types to kind of help you, because they kind of are the intersection of friends, acquaintances, and strangers. And guess what? They throw in family too, right? Oh my goodness. She uses a chart called the Honesty and Politeness Matrix, where she has different quadrants. One of those quadrants is the asshole quadrant. So here's just like a little example. And so she has in each quadrant where you have honest and polite, and then, honest and dishonest, and then impolite to polite. So I thought there was one I thought was pretty good as the example. The morning after brunch. So the scenario is many weddings come equipped with brunches to round out the weekend. These typically take place before hotel checkout time. And at least half of the wedding guests have massive hangovers. You intend to be one of those guests, and you want as much time as possible to sleep it off before catching your $480 flight home. You also don't want to face any of the relatives you might have scandalized the night before with your Rihanna Made Me Do It dance routine, and you especially don't want to do so over dry toast and an egg buffet. What do you do? So the honest and dishonest. So in the honest and impolite quadrant, RSVP no, but instead of checking the no box, cross it out and write fuck brunch. Or you can say RSVP yes, with an asterisk if it's an open bar. Or don't RSVP because you might show up and you think it's better to exceed expectations. So then there's the honest and polite. RSVP no with a little sad face next to it. There's the polite but dishonest quadrant. RSVP no because the only flight out is at 7. And if caught checking out at 11:54 a.m., say it was delayed. And then the impolite, dishonest, the asshole quadrant, is RSVP yes, knowing that you have no intention of showing up. And blame it on a migraine. The thing is, I actually get migraines, so I'm like, hey, I actually might really want to go. And I might really actually be sad because I have a migraine. But I guess that's me being an asshole. Migraine, you're an asshole. Only if I mean it, though. Only and if I'm lying. How will you know? Okay. So, next, it's performance bonuses. Sometimes hoots are non-negotiable, especially when you're dealing with your family. So, build in a performance bonus. Maybe plan a treat for yourself for after time, such as like a family holiday. Like you book a massage as a bonus for after a family holiday. And if you can, request a gift certificate for a massage from your family. Bonus points. They pay for your bonus, for your performance bonus, for hanging out with them. I don't really have like a lot of family like that, but that's fucking hilarious to me. Another trick is try to wear your silliest or slinkiest underclothes to a gathering that you have to be at, because then you know the entire time through all the photos and everything that you have a private secret of what you're actually wearing under your clothing. I think that's really fucking hilarious. The not sorry method is not merely to stop giving hoots to things that annoy, but it's to free ourselves up and to give better, higher quality hoots to the things that actually do bring us joy. This place right here, this was the culmination just I think like a day ago or 2 days ago. It all came through, and I was watching a reading from someone, a reader on YouTube. I'm not sure if I should bring, I don't know if you bring up people, I don't know, I'm too new. But after a reader I watched the other day, this really came through for me, and I wrote this down. Knowing my own anxiety and depression through this whole process, and my own personal beliefs that I need to work through, I have enough just on my own to give a hoot about. And hoot in this case is like my worries, my extra concerns, my energy, my time, and my money. I have a big of that budget I need to have on me right now. I don't have any hoots in my budget for other people's opinions of me. I don't have any hoots in my budget for other people's judgments of me. Like, other people, you just think what you think, man. It's none of my business. I don't have any spare energy for that. So, the culmination for me early on, I figured out that I need to figure out, also working through this, how my depression and anxiety play in this entire thing. And I think I figured it out. I also think I figured out I have a lot more than just depression and anxiety. And there's a lot of other things that seem to be coming to me about different stuff going on. Just life stuff. I lived through, a childhood. Just everybody's lived through childhood. I've lived through growing up. I've lived through being an adult woman. So, everyone's got everyone's got their shit. And, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get through mine on top of some of my other stuff and plot my way through. And I'm learning how to share and how to have a voice and how to love myself more, because I've been working on this for years. So I do love myself. I'm just shaky ground there. I'm working on it. I need to love myself more. I need to make that a stable foundation. I need to have that really, really, really solid for me. And that is something I am working on, and I'm so glad. And if you want to be here, a part of all of this, if you want to watch, if you want to share my journey, it's not all going to be about a book, because I can't keep doing this. It's the book. It's a lot of time and energy that goes into that. But if you do want to stick around to just kind of follow along on the journey and the different escapades that my introvert brain might get me involved in, then please do. And throw some magic down on that thumbs up button below. It would be so great. And thanks for stopping by.